Internet sting caught 4 men attempting to have sex with a minor. These 4 men are accused of responding to an online ad. Investigators say they offered to pay to have sex with an underage girl, but when they showed up at the address listed, they instead found deputies waiting to arrest them. Investigators say they arrested all 4 men in a 6-hour window.